Yours is what, Gabe?
I accidentally do my practical and I read a paper.
Yeah. Ignore all these weird looks. A lot of times the screen will zoom out and it'll disappear. It does all kinds of things. It's messing with the Visual Styles Manager and your monitor at this point. Okay, so you just want to kind of ignore it and trust the command line as you go through this. It works pretty well, but you got to kind of trust it, not what you see out here, kind of the old thing. Don't believe what your eyes are keep showing you. Now the thing is, it's still on view center, right? I think Lisa's the only one I saw, you went one step past this. Does everybody still say view center? Once you've got it set where you want, hit enter. And folks, try and stay with me exactly on this because these keystrokes are fairly important. Now it's going to say, give me the first corner of the viewport. Now I'm going to draw a viewport, so it's gone into the viewports command for me. And all I'm going to do, I don't care about the size of it. We can size this later, right? A viewport's totally editable. And I'm just going to get down here a little bit below it and draw a viewport a little bigger than the object. Okay. And you're going to click 2 points, and then it's going to just immediately default to the next point. So just click 2 points, and you should default out. Yes?
But when you were back at specify view center, did you click or did you enter?
Hit enter. Once you've got it where you want, just hit enter once. Okay, now what does it say?
Specify.
Okay, now do what I did.
Okay,
Hit
so there's this.
somewhere outside of it. Click 2 points for their window. Now, mine kind of freaked out on me because I threw it clear over here, changed my whole view. You're going to get a lot of weird looks here. Does everybody say on there, enter view name? Okay. Now, this has to be a unique name for a layer because it's going to create 3 layers here. And it's going to have this name. So we're going to type on here something really tough to remember. How about front? Since it's our front view. So type in front and hit enter once. Now it then defaults out of it. Now you'll see this in a minute. What it just did is it just set my view, allowed me to draw my viewport, and it created 3 layers for me, all with the tag front. Now we need another view on this, so we need a right side view.
I'm lost. My mouse just like doesn't want to appear.
Oh, you're out of the command. Do what I do. Keep going. And you're going to have to redo it. So solve you.
And when I press it, enter again, I'm there again, but my mouse is here. That's all one there and go up.
Okay. Just click the point there. Yeah, sure, that'll work. Okay, that's great. Now just give it a name. Okay. Now you're right to where we're at. And don't worry about this viewport if it's exact. You can change it later. All right, is everybody where it says you're back to the main sole view option, right? Now, what we're going to use now is the ortho option. Okay, so hit O, enter. It says, give me a side. Okay, so I'm going to produce a right side view. So I'm going to come to my existing viewport. Let me kind of zoom in on this. And I'll get my midpoint snap to pop open, because it defaults you to that. I'm just going to click on the side of the viewport. And what I'm telling it here, when I click on the side of this viewport, I'm saying, hey, I'm using this orthographic view, right? Because there's 6 of them. Here's one, you have 5 available to you here. If I clicked on the midpoint here, I'd be doing a top view. If I clicked on the side over here, I'm doing a left side view. View-based did this automatically when you moved your cursor over, right? So let's just click on the right side. Then I'm just gonna come off to the right side. It's saying, give me a view center, again, down on the command line. Just left click one time and it will give you the view. Okay, I'll wait just a moment while people do that. Yes,
Are you gonna be able to move that from side to side?
we can do anything we want later.
Okay, sweet.
All we're doing is setting up the views right here. It's all editable. Okay, is everybody good? Y'all there? Okay. Now, once you're done placing the view, you're going to do the exact same process. I'm going to hit enter, and it's going to say, draw me a viewport. So I'm going to do a couple clicks for my viewport. Again, don't worry about the size of your viewport. Just draw it and give it a name. Call it right. So draw your viewport, give it a name called right, hit enter, and you should be again back to your sole view main menu. Okay. Is everybody there? Raise your hand if you need a little more time or you need some help. One, you good? Okay, let's do one more. Let's do a top view on here. So again, I'm going to go to the ortho option. So O, enter. I'm going to click now. I'm going to go back to my front view and click on the top of that viewport because we base everything off that front, right? So I'm going to left click to define that. It then wants a view center. Get right above it. Once I like the location of it, I hit enter, and it says draw me a viewport. So I'm going to draw another viewport. I'm going to give it a name. Call it top. Once you're done with that, we're done with the command enter until your escape and get out of it. Yeah, now you got out of it, so.
So if at any time you hit undo, everything's gone.
Yeah.
Yes or no? Actually, there's other stuff there. Come on, space. Actually, you're right. It's right here. Again, you'll get some weird results on this, on the viewing option. Just don't worry about it. All right, is everybody kind of set here?
So if I did undo, I understand the process. Do I
Okay.
need to put it on here? You can use it some more?
Yes, except if you do an undo, I've got 9 new layers. Sometimes those won't go away. Once you successfully complete it, if you undo it back immediately, you usually can undo those layers. But if you do a couple steps after that, almost never can you get those layers off. And you're going to end up with a whole bunch of layers here, and they all got to have unique names. So you want to be a little careful with this. If you go through this and you screw up, immediately do an undo or save it before you even start so you can close the drawing down, or you're going to have a bunch of layers on here. Now, keep in mind, all I did here was set up how I'm looking at my model. Now, if you would, go into your Layers Property dialog box. Do you see these new layers? You should have 3 that say front dimension, front head, front viz, and then another 3 for right, and another 3 for your top. Now, it gave us 3 layers per viewport. The one other thing I want to show you that it did, okay, and this is really, I still use Sole View, Sole Draw as much as I do View Base, just because of this. I'm going to take off and make my layer properties dialog box bigger. It also did the layer states command, which we did not cover layer states back when we looked at layers in drafting 132. I said, hey, there's a lot more options in here, skip layer states from now, because we didn't have a project that set it up. Well, now you do. Okay. Layer states allows us to display anything we want through a viewport with layer control. In essence, I can turn other things off. I don't have to turn them off in model space. So if I just grab like front dimension, I come over here, notice that they're frozen on any new viewport. Okay, if I expanded this, it would say new viewport. It's saying freeze anything on these layers in any viewport that's created. It also will not let anything be displayed in here except what's on those layers. Okay, you're going to see how this works in just a second. Okay, first we're going to do this and then we're going to take a quick break. What I'd like you to do is come in and set your properties of all of these. So I'm going to click on front dim and hold my control key down and click on right dim and top dim. And I'm going to set all those to, you guys use red, but if I use red you will never see it. So I'm going to set it to red color. For the line type, I want it to be on a dimension layer, I want it to be continuous. And then for my line weight, I want them to be 0.012. Okay.